Hey guys, welcome to a beautiful frosty winter day here in Saskatchewan. So this is going to be a Christmas reading vlog. I don't read a ton of Christmas books during December usually. Last year was really my first time, so I figured this weekend all I'm going to be reading is Christmas books and we'll see where this takes me. I have a bit of a stack here that I'll show you, but I also have a bunch of Christmas activities planned, different little crafts we're gonna do as a family. Oh, Jared made these, like, I think they're called Ukrainian scuffles or something, like cinnamon twist type things this morning. They're gluten-free. He hasn't had any in the last like 7.5 years since he has had celiac, so apparently they're amazing. I haven't tried them yet. Yeah, the frost this morning, I think I will be sharing those clips before this, so it was gorgeous. And then what I did, so I took a bunch of video first thing this morning when it was still dark, because the sun is only up from like 9 to 5 here now. And then I went out when the sun was actually up and got some more footage, which I think I'll play after this. I kind of tried to film the same places and just kind of see the difference a little bit in the lighting. Like my favorite video footage that I've ever captured. I think it was just gorgeous. Like all those individual frost flakes of frost, whatever. Yeah, it was amazing. So let's talk about Christmas books here. Let me just grab one. So I have a stack of Christmas books. I have, whoa, all of these ones, and I don't know what I'm all gonna read this weekend, but I will just talk about each of them. I just barely got this from Book Outlet. This is a classic Christmas, and it has a bit of a collection. I think it has A Christmas Carol in it, which I have in a different book anyway. We got some short stories by Louisa May Alcott, L.M. Montgomery short stories, Hans Christian Andersen, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and a bunch of, I think, poets or short stories or something here. So yeah, I accidentally ordered 2 of these, and I had a friend come over last night and she likes books, so I just gave her a copy, the one copy. So I might read a little bit of this. When I did my Christmas Read With Me video, I started reading Terry Blackstock's Catching Christmas. This one is a reread. I read it last year, and I normally don't read books that reread them that close together, but I thought I would try it, and I'm enjoying it so much. So I got like 50 some pages through, and there was one point, and you can actually tell in the Read With Me, where I kind of like laughed to myself. I don't remember what exactly it was, but in this one we have 2 main characters. One is a cab driver who is like Luke Danes from the Gilmore Girls, just kind of cranky, but yet really sweet. And then we've got a girl who is I always forget. Some kind of lawyery thing. And the cab driver has to bring this old lady to places throughout the book, and it's the lady's grandma, so they meet. And this is a really sweet Christmas story. It's much more of a kind of cliche Christmas story than I normally read, or I don't normally read Christmas stories, but I realized I like this kind of thing at Christmas, and it's a super quick read, so there's that. Then somebody mentioned this book, and honestly, I've been trying to remember who, and I don't remember. This is Mistletoe and Murder. So this is part of a middle grade murder mystery series, Wells and Wong. And so what I hear is this is not book 1 in the series, but apparently you don't have to read the other ones. I started reading it, like I'm on page 12, like barely started reading it. And I kind of feel like maybe you do have to read the other ones. I have more I got from the library. I think this one is, I'm not sure which number it is. Okay, I thought maybe it was number 3. No, they said they've solved 4 already, so maybe this is book 5. But I got some other ones from the library in the series, and here's what's interesting. They have name changes. So I was very confused when I was ordering them, and they have different covers. I'm sorry, this thing keeps bumping. So I like this kind of cover. Murder is Bad Manners, but it's also published in this cover under Murder Most Unladylike. So that's confusing. And then, so I think this was book 1. And then book 2 is Poison is Not Polite and Arsenic for Tea. I'm pretty sure these are the same book with different covers and different titles. So I'm going to try to read Mistletoe and Murder, but if it feels like I need to read other ones first, then I might just put this one off for now, but we'll see. Then I picked up the next, or a Red Gloves book by Karen Kingsbury, Hannah's Hope. I'm not sure what the order is exactly. Last year I read Gideon's Gift, and it was just like a sweet kind of like tearjerker Christmas story, and so I'm kind of expecting the same thing with this one. I'm going into it without reading anything about it, so there's that. And then I have one more Christmas book, and this is The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I originally heard about this book from Holly from Lovely Day with Holly, because she was reading it because it had her name in the title. And I think she read it last Christmas. And then it is also the group read for Krista's Patreon this month. So I don't actually know what this is. On Christmas Eve 5 years ago, Holly was visited by 3 ghosts who showed her how selfish and spoiled she'd become. They tried to convince her to mend her ways. She didn't, and then she died. Now she's stuck working for the top secret company, Project Scrooge, as the latest ghost of Christmas past. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so those are all my Christmas book options, I think. I'm pretty sure I didn't forget any. I don't own very many Christmas books, like I said. So I'm gonna kind of just mood read throughout the weekend, pick up whichever one of these Christmas books seems the most interesting to me. And in between that, just doing all sorts of like Christmassy activities. So let's get this weekend started. Okay, so our power was out like all afternoon, so we did a bunch of we made some Christmas stars, we played a couple different games together as a family, and I did some reading. So I am almost done Catching Christmas. This book is such a fast read. It makes me laugh and like tear up at the same time. It's a really sweet Christmas story about, I don't know, I guess it's just this old woman bringing people together. What she's actually doing is she's getting this cab driver to drive her to all these places where she knows there are single men, like her dry cleaners and her banker and her pastor, and she's trying to get these men to come to her house for Christmas to set up her granddaughter, because she knows this is her last Christmas and she doesn't want her granddaughter to be alone. And when the cab driver tells her that this is what the grandma's doing, she just like cringes. But she's like such a sweet old lady and everyone loves her. And yeah, I know how the story ends because I've read it before, but I'm looking forward to finishing up these pages tonight, and then I will probably start on a different Christmas story. I don't know which one I'm in the mood for next after this one being a little bit emotional. I'm assuming it won't be the like Karen Kingsbury one, because those have like, from what I remember, like similar vibes. Or I haven't read that specific book, but I've read the series, another book in the series, and so maybe I'll go with like the middle grade murder mystery or the Holly Christmas one or whatever, or some short stories or poems. Who knows? Who knows? But if you're looking for a Christmas book, I highly, highly recommend this one. I think it would appeal to a lot of different people. And if you like the Gilmore Girls, you'll like a lot of the banter, and this main character, he is funny. Yeah, it's always making me laugh. Okay, so I did end up finishing Catching Christmas like pretty much as soon as I finished filming my last little bit yesterday. I just really like this. This is such a good Christmas story. I think it appeals to a lot of people, those who like humor, and I think also those who like and also don't like romance books, because whereas there is kind of like a love interest thing going, I think it's really well done. As someone that doesn't normally like romance books, I think this is very well done. And then it also like has the true meaning of Christmas in it, and yeah, I really like this. I can see myself reading this every year, at least for a few more years. It might get old eventually. And then I picked up A Classic Christmas yesterday, and I read a short story by Louisa May Alcott. I read Tilly's Christmas, which was a sweet little story. I think it was like, what, like 10 to 12 pages. And it's a story about a poor girl and a Christmas surprise for her, I guess. And then I read a few poems. The Holy Night by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. The Three Kings by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Then I read a couple more. I don't remember which ones. So read a little bit from here. And then I totally butchered this title in my last, when I was talking about it before. The Afterlife of Holly Chase is the title of this book. I started it, I read 4 or 5 pages. It hasn't gripped me yet, but it could. So it's kind of like a Christmas Carol retelling of sorts. So I'm not sure what I'm going to read this afternoon. I'm either going to read this or start Hannah's Hope, or do this one. These are still my 3 options. I'm not really leaning towards one specifically, so I might read a couple pages of each one and see what ends up gripping me. But I thought I would quickly throw in a bit of a library haul here, because I went to the library a couple days ago and have a huge stack here, and I'm not going to be doing another library haul video this month, so I figured I would just throw it in here. I've got a couple middle grade, and then mostly the rest are thrillers because I like middle grade books. One of them I requested actually for my kids, but I'll throw that in here. And then there's like, yeah, mystery thriller, because I was trying to vote for the Goodreads Choice Awards and realized I don't know, like I have hardly read any of the books that were on the list, even like the semi-finalists. I think I had read one book and it was middle grade. Anyway, let's just show you here. So my middle grade books here, I have Cold Blooded Myrtle. This is book 3 in the Myrtle Hardcastle mystery series. I've been really enjoying this series, so got that one. And then I got books 2 and 3 from the middle grade Victoria Schwab series. I don't actually know what the series is called, nor do I know which one is second. Why doesn't it say? This one is in Paris, France. That's all I know. I don't know which one. I think maybe this one's book 2. And then this one takes place in New Orleans, Louisiana. So it's kind of cool. They have maps in them. I read the first book a while ago, and I don't know, it's just like a fantasy story about a girl whose parents are like ghost hunters or something. They look for ghosts, and she can actually see one because she had like a near-death experience, or see them. And I thought I would maybe give this series a try. Like, I enjoyed book 1. It was all right. So I want to see if I want to continue the series. Then this one my kids actually talked about because they are part of a book club that is very like Guernsey literary idea. You just come each month and you share a book that you've enjoyed recently. And this one is School for Sidekicks. So one of their friends mentioned this one. Evan Quick is a giant superhero geek. He knows everything there is to know about masks and hoods and dreams of one day becoming a true superhero. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be. Villains attack during a class field trip. He manages to survive a death ray. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I will read that one, but I got it out, so I thought I would share it. And my last middle grade one is book 2 in the Mississauga saga. So this is a Canadian Indigenous story. It's like a portal fantasy where we have these kids who are foster children, and they go into this fantasy world. And I enjoyed book 1. I actually did that one on audio, so I think I would like to do this one on audio as well, but we'll see. I got the book out just in case I want to read it. And then the rest are like mystery thriller type books. This one is Cocaine Blues. This is the Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, which I think is a Australian, yes, okay. It's an Australian woman who solves mysteries. I don't know if she's really actually a detective or what. I did start trying to watch this TV show, and I don't think I even finished the first episode. I don't really like TV and what they do with things, but I thought I would try the book. This is set in the 1920s. And then, yeah, I think, oh no, 2 exceptions. Okay, so I got The Project Again by Courtney Summers. I've gotten this one out before. This is a cultish book, and I think it is also, it's like a YA thriller type book as well. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that, but it definitely has a cult involved. So I want to give this one a try. And then I got The Liar's Girl. This is by Catherine Ryan Howard. She wrote 56 Days that I recently read and liked a lot of, but not all of it. So I wanted to try another book by her. I don't know anything about this. Oh, but once again, it's set in Ireland. So interesting. Maybe she's from Ireland. Yeah, she was born in Ireland. Cool. I haven't read very many books set there. So I got that one. And then the rest of these I'm pretty sure I got because they were on the Goodreads list, one of the lists. This is The Plot. Oh yes, okay, so I think it's about 2 friends. No, it's a student and a teacher. And when the teacher discovers that his former student has died without completing this book that he was writing, the teacher does what any self-respecting writer would do with a story like that. A story that absolutely needs to be told. So he steals the story and enjoys the fame that comes with it. And then at the height of his glorious new life, an email arrives. The first in a terrifying anonymous campaign. You are a thief. Something's going on there. And then I got Awake by Natasha Prescott. I read or started one of her books earlier this year. This one's older. This is 2015. I don't know what rabbit trail led me to this book. Of course the dress was white. This is what I'm supposed to die in, I thought. Not many people knew what their last outfit would be. Oh, this is another cult one apparently. So I'm gonna put this on my cult stack. I sometimes go to the library website and then look at specific subjects and then request the most popular books in that subject area. So that one must have been one as well. Then I've got The Family. So this one, I believe, was 2021. No? 2019. Where did I... Oh man, guys, I go on such rabbit trails. This is by... And why do they... Louise Jensen, maybe? Like seriously, there's a sticker over it here and there's a sticker over it here. That's a fail. Oh, this is another cult book. See, I was just going on the cult books. Yes, because this is about a mother and a daughter who end up joining the community Oak Leaf Organics. And the mother wants to leave, but the daughter is enthralled by their leader and refuses to go. Okay, yes, okay, I was going on a cult book requesting binge. Now this one is either one of the thrillers or a cult book as well. Let's see, 2021. So this is probably one of the thrillers that was an option. Seriously, I didn't request all of the thrillers, that mystery thrillers that they had there. I totally judged a book by its cover, and if the cover was interesting to me, I requested those books. So this is A Deadly Influence. This one involves Lieutenant Abby Mullen. She's a hostage negotiation instructor for the NYPD. Then she gets a call. Oh, a fellow survivor of the infamous Wilcox cult. So once again, this is a cult book, but this one was written this year. So apparently I got one of the thrillers I requested, and then 4 of the books that I got in are cult books. I was definitely doing some research when I did my cult books video. So I got more to read on that topic. So now, on a very different note, after cult books, I'm gonna spend some time reading some Christmas books. So my plan had been to read a little bit from each book and then see what interested me the most, but I started reading Hannah's Hope and totally got sucked in right off the bat. So this is what I've been reading. I'm not quite halfway, like maybe like a third of the way through, and I feel like it's going to be another good, warm, fuzzy, but also kind of emotional Christmas story. So our main character is a girl named Hannah, and she is a freshman in high school, and she finds out, so her parents are really rich. They're like the American US ambassadors to Sweden, and so they're off in Sweden. They're not coming home for Christmas. She finds out that who she thought was her father is not her real father, and her mother decided to tell her this because she's not coming home for Christmas. She thought her daughter could spend her Christmas looking for her father because they haven't kept in touch or whatever. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, and so I imagine the rest of the story is just going to be her searching for him and then eventually finding him and having this great Christmas with a few bumps along the road on the way there. But I'm okay with kind of more predictable stories when it comes to Christmas. I do want them to be a little bit heartbreaking, but like end on a good note. And I think that is the general idea for most Christmas stories. So I don't think I will actually finish this one today, but I think it will be a good one for me to read for my Christmas stories. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to read the other two that I have out or not. I'm totally just playing December by ear as far as my reading goes. I have Agnes Grey that I'm kind of doing as a buddy read, and other than that I had no official expectations from a month. I have a bunch of books on my TBR that I can choose from, but for the most part it's just read what I want to read. My TBR is kind of like the books that I look to first. But yeah, so I'm probably going to continue reading this tonight, but I think that I will end the vlog here because with it being Vlogmas, I've got a lot of video editing and everything to do. It's been going really well. I'm having fun with it, but it's a lot. So I'll end this here so I can work on actually editing this video and it doesn't get too long. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I would love it if you would leave your favorite Christmas book recommendations in the comments below. I feel like I want to read a few Christmas books each year. Maybe next year I'll just want to binge a bunch and then I can have that to reference. Something that has a little bit, is a bit hard-hitting but also like ends up really well and heartwarming would be my favorite, I would say. Yeah, so leave your recommendations below and thanks again for watching.